Thousands of years ago, in the fertile lands between the Tigris and Euphrates rivers, a small, unnoticed settlement began to breathe. This was the birth of Babylon. In its earliest days, it was just a minor town, overshadowed by grand empires. But its location was a strategic gold mine. The people of Babylon learned to master the river waters, building canals and farming the rich soil. Slowly, mud brick homes turned into streets, and markets began to echo with the sounds of trade. No one in the ancient world could have predicted that this fragile, quiet town would one day grow into a terrifying superpower, a city of legends that would bend the entire ancient world to its absolute will. Then came a ruler whose name would be carved into eternity, King Hammurabi. He was not just a brutal conqueror who expanded borders through blood. He was a visionary mastermind. Hammurabi realized that an empire cannot survive on swords alone. It needs order. To unite his people, he created one of the oldest and most famous legal codes in human history, thousands of years ahead of its time. 282 laws were etched into massive black stone pillars for all to see. It introduced the brutal concept of an eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth. Under his fierce and calculated rule, Babylon transformed from a mere kingdom into a highly disciplined, unstoppable civilization. As time marched on, Babylon grew into something the world had never witnessed before. It became the absolute center of global wealth, commerce, science, and ultimate power. The city's geography made it the ultimate trading hub connecting the East and the West. Merchants from the farthest corners of the earth traveled for months just to reach its legendary markets, bringing silk, gold, exotic spices, and precious gems. Babylon was not just rich in gold, it was a sanctuary of knowledge. Scholars and astronomers gathered here to study the stars, map the skies, and develop mathematical systems. Its streets were paved with stone, its walls were covered in blue glaze, and the sheer display of luxury made it the envy of every existing nation. Babylon reached the absolute peak of its glory under the reign of King Nebuchadnezzar II. This was the true golden era. Nebuchadnezzar rebuilt the city on a scale so grand it defied human imagination. He constructed the massive walls of Babylon so thick that two chariots could race past each other on top of them. He created the breathtaking Ishtar Gate, covered in deep blue glazed bricks and carved with dragons and bulls. And to cure his queen's homesickness, he engineered the Hanging Gardens of Babylon, a mountain of lush greenery and cascading waterfalls rising in the middle of the desert, which the ancient world counted among its greatest wonders. But history has a brutal truth. No empire, no matter how powerful, can rule forever. After the death of Nebuchadnezzar, the foundations of Babylon began to crack from within. Weak rulers, internal political corruption, and religious conflicts divided the people. While Babylon was busy feasting behind its invincible walls, a new deadly threat was rising in the east. Cyrus the Great, the brilliant military leader of the Persian Empire, marched his unstoppable armies toward the Golden City. In a single calculated night, the Persians diverted the Euphrates River, walked straight under the city gates, and conquered Babylon. The golden crown was stripped away, and its absolute power began to bleed out slowly into the dust. The city that once held the entire world in its hands was slowly abandoned by humanity. As centuries passed, the grand palaces crumbled into dust, the majestic hanging gardens dried up, and the invincible walls collapsed. Today, the mighty Babylon lies buried beneath the silent sands. Subscribe to History Echo for more ancient mysteries with Fazl Wahab.